Yes, everybody. Wait for a few people again. Yes, K, my brother. J Bus, hello, man. How we doing? How we doing? So we've got Jonno Chipchase on tonight, aka the God of War, Robbie Brown's last opponents. Should be good. Yes, James. Are you well, brother? Should be a good one. Should be a good one. This Jonno's a beast. Jamie, I'm good, thanks, mate. Good meeting you at the big FC. Yes, James. Thank you. I thought I recognised you, mate. Paul, do you have to do a drug test before big? I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Tony LFC. Yes, mate. I've done a post on my community page about my next opponent. It's been announced. I know it's already been leaked and people already know who I was fighting, but yeah, looking forward to getting out there and fighting Stanov Tabakov. I think his name is Stanov Tabakov. He's got a good win under his belt. His first BKFC fight was a barnstormer. First round, he knocked his opponent out with a big right hand. The man obviously carries power. He comes to win, so it should be a good fight for me. You know, especially if I find my feet in the bare-knuckle stuff. We'll see where we're at in it. Pack a punch. Good evening, mates. Jamie Patterson, thank you, mate. Adam Everett, yes, brother. Thank you, pal. Yeah, so we've got Jonno Chipchase on tonight. Jonno is a legend in the Muay Thai game. K1 and Muay Thai, he's a beast. He's had a shitload of fights. He really does live up to his name, God of War. You know, I'm a big fan of his fighting style. You know, forward pressure, hunting you down, closing the distance. Fucking brilliant, brilliant. Who are you fighting? I'm fighting a lad called Stanov Tabakov. He's Bulgarian. He's 1-0 in BKFC Europe. He stopped the lad in the first round. He comes to win, so yeah, should be a good fight. My fight has been announced, mate. Yes. Chris Cutler, Jesus loves you too, brother. Yes, Stan. Rick Doherty, he is a good fighter, mate. Jonno's a fucking brilliant fighter. Yes, Kev B. Thank you, Stephen, mate. I don't know if anyone's seen the fight between him and Robbie Brown. You know, Robbie Brown was taking his time, looking for singles, trying to keep out the way. Jonno picking him up, trying to pick him apart. But Jonno just closed the distance, caught him. It was a nasty, nasty cut on Robbie Brown's eye. We're going to get Robbie Brown on. I think he's going to jump on Thursday to give his side of the story. You know what? You know, he's going to talk about the fight against Jonno. But yeah, I'm really psyched to get Jonno on tonight. Thank you, channel. You're going to the gym group as well as Mass Gym, pal? No, mate, I just went because it was like early on the morning. The Mass Body doesn't open until 10 o'clock doesn't open until 10 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, so that's why I went to gym group in the morning. Tony Beasley, thank you, brother. Rick Doherty. Robbie tried to continue. I was there. You know, I seen what Robbie was saying. The doctor was saying, "Can you see?" He was saying, "Yeah." And he says to Robbie, "Open your eye then." And Robbie couldn't open his eye because his eyelid was split. His eyelid was split in half. So he couldn't open his eye. So he was fucked, you know. Fair play to the doctor, you know, for stopping it, you know. Obviously, I'm a friend and brother of Robbie's, and I'd hate to see him carry on because of his own pride and his, you know, the warrior in him wouldn't allow him to quit. But I think the doctor did the right thing in my opinion, 100%. Big fella from the blood chair, yes, mate. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get Jonno on. I'm looking forward to getting Robbie on as well. I really am. I'm looking forward. I tell you what else I've got coming for you guys. I've got The Fuse UK. He works for the BKFC. He does all the podcasts with all the fighters. I want to do a podcast with him. I want to do reverse roles, because I'm Lou's from the same town as me. I've known Lou for a long time. So yeah, I think you have explained before, but can you tell us your tattoos? Yeah, I'll do it on another lad, brother. I haven't got time at the moment, mate. I think Jonno's going to be on any soon. It's going to be on any minute, so I'll be for a while from talking about me. Yes, brother. Big up the Fuse. That's the one, mate. Whitby Soul Society. Yes, mate. Every man. I love that, Jamie. I love that. Win, lose or draw. If you can step in the ring or cage and put it all on the line, you've got my respect, certainly. Your opponent is very confident. Yes, he is, mate. He is very confident, mate. And rightly so, to be fair, mate. He's got a good win on his record. Rightly so. Zach A. Hello, mate. David Beckham's in the house. Paulus Ralph, mate. God bless you and your family. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, mate. Tough question, Paul. Ferry or Terrell? I'd have to go with Terrell. But Ferry is a beast of a man. He's fast, he's sharp, he's powerful. But I'd have to go with Terrell. How's the weight cut? The weight cut's going on. The weight cut's non-existent at the moment. I'm down to about 101, 102. I'm fluctuating between 100 and 105 on any given day. But I'm not really fully dieting at the moment. The weight's just slowly coming off. Look forward to seeing you fight the week. Thank you, mate. I DM'd you on Insta, mate. Mate, I've got backdated messages on Instagram, mate. If you be patient, mate, I'll do my best to get to them, mate. Jake Young, I'm good, thanks, mate. Do you think your chin's bigger than both my ears? Chad Dicker, yes, mate. The door. 1 minute, guys. One line in the kitchen. We've got Netflix on for Family's all good, thanks, mate. Jake Young, I am training hard, mate. I'm training really hard, mate. Twice a day. Strength and conditioning on the night and all the boxing on the morning. You're a proud father, Mush. Remember, pal, your little one is all a blessing from God. God bless him, brother. Thank you, bro. Thank you, mate. What a lovely thing to say. Appreciate you, mate. How are you going to deal with fight week being main event? Got to be nervous. 100% I'll be nervous. 100% I'll be nervous. Nerves are good, man. Nerves are good. Nerves and fear are what keep me dangerous as a fighter. 100%. Here he is. Here he is.
Yes, big man.
Yes, Jonno, my brother. Well, my man. How's it going, mate?
Very good, thank you, mate. Just finished training. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. You training hard?
Yeah, I'm straight back to it. I'm fighting in 5 or 6 weeks, so I've got to just get straight back on the horse.
Yeah, that's good, mate. That's good. What's the discipline you're fighting now? Is it Muay Thai, in it? That you fighting Muay
Thai? Yeah, I'm having a go at Muay Thai, yeah.
That's I seen you post it, mate. That show that you're on, mate. It's a decent promotion that you're on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the first one they've done. They have good backing. It's from the Muay Thai Magic crew, but they're gonna be, from what I can gather, it's gonna be a big show. So I'm looking forward to being on it. To be fair, generally when I fight in Muay Thai, I fight on the biggest shows. To be fair.
Yeah, well, to be fair, mate, I get asked all the time, will I fight K1 again and stuff like that. I think K1 and Muay Thai is my first love, mate. I absolutely love it. I don't see any sport that's better than K1 and Muay Thai, if I'm being honest. I think it's more of an advanced fighting style, if you ask me. That's my opinion. What do you think?
100%, mate. I completely agree. That's where, obviously, I first came across your name was back in the old K1 days on the Axe. You were a big name then, mate, and I love K1. I love Muay Thai. The bare-knuckle is better money and it's exciting. It's a different crew, but Muay
Yeah.
Thai and K1 will always be my first love as well, geezer.
Yeah. I've always said that. I think it's because I do think like this. You know, when you're going to do a boxing fight or a bare-knuckle fight, you think, bloody hell, you only have to worry about these two. Don't have to worry about leg kicks. Don't have to worry about knees, spinning back fists, all that stuff. It's just them. So that's how I sort of settle my nerves a little bit when I know I'm just boxing. I've just got hands just to worry about. I think it makes it feel a little bit easier for me to deal with. I don't know. It's just a way of staying positive and just around boxing and just hands and just think I don't need to worry about leg kicks or anything like that. I think I'll do all right. Do you know what I mean?
It does feel that way to me too, Geez. I agree with you because we're used to so many different things, knees coming up the center and all that stuff. Just your
Yeah.
hands to worry about it is much easier. To be fair, it is.
Yeah. That's what I think, mate. That's what I think. So, listen, Jonno, I've followed you for a while now, mate, and I'm a big fan of your style, mate. I think your style's fucking lethal, mate. Similar to my style, but you're probably a bit faster and a bit more agile than what I am. But it's that forward pressure, that hunt you down pressure. You know that. Yeah, it's quite scary. You know yourself, mate. If you rely on hunting your opponent down and putting that pressure on them and just drowning them, it's quite intimidating. It's that's what you're all about, isn't it, bro?
Well, mate, I was just about to say our styles are very similar. It's very much my style is hand heavy, forward pressure. Your style is the same. That's why I cannot wait to see you cross over to the bare knuckle, mate. I think you're gonna absolutely smash it. Your opponent's just been released, right?
Yeah. Stanov Tabakov, he's called. Didn't know much about him until, like I said, listen, mate. I had a bit of a nightmare trying to get matched up. There was Bakewell sent me a couple of names. I said yeah to everyone, but for some reason, whatever it was, dates and times or whatever it was, no people. The opponent kept changing in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And then we finally got this one over the line. So yeah, I'm excited, mate. I'm excited. Really good.
I'll
Really
be
good.
there. I'll be there to support you, bro. I think obviously I was there ringside for your last fight, so I know how hard you bloody hit, and I can't wait to see you smash someone's face in with no gloves on, mate. I think you're gonna do great. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. I've always wanted to ask you this. So was it you? Because on one of the videos, I think you sent me the video. I can hear someone counting. Is that you counting?
No, there's a guy next to me. He actually made me unwell, you know. He had a cold. And I had that on the lead up to the bloody Robbie fight. There's a guy next to me. I forget his name. He was a nice guy, but he was judging. He was counting every shot and then using that as his analysis. So it was him counting. You can hear me. I'm shouting shit like, relax, and it's nearly there. But that's the like best he was counting.
I could hear you, mate. And I thought, why is he counting punches? But then I thought, it's a good way to because if you sat aside and you're judging and stuff like that, you want to know who's swinging the most, it's a good way to go off it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Is see who's landing the most hurtful ones or seeing who's landing the most punches, to be fair. But
100. And just a quick one on that, mate. Anybody because I've seen and I had to say a few times, a few people talk about that stoppage. Mate, that guy is tough for taking half of them shots. They were like grenades going off inside. They were big shots.
I can't believe people were even saying it was a fake fight and he took a dive, mate. It was a bit mental, mate. But I appreciate you saying that, Jonno, because at the end of the day, mate, sometimes it needs to be said, especially on YouTube, mate. But
it's the same. Paul, it's the same as people saying, like, a few people have said Robbie quit. It's like the mental, mate. He was trying to continue with one fucking eye. He's tough as they come.
Well, I've got Robbie on. I think Robbie's coming on Thursday to explain about the injury and about he's got some big news actually with I won't talk about it too much, but yeah, getting back to that, the Robbie fight, mate, I was so fucking hyped about that fight. For me, it was I knew a lot about you and you a lot about Robbie, but styles make fights, and I thought you know, I tried to keep away from it because I've got big love for the pair of yous, you know, and I didn't want to give my analysis on it too much. But you know, you both believed in each other. You both knew what you needed to do. I knew Robbie's game plan, I knew your game plan. You know, and it was just one of them things, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It was like.
That's how it goes in bare-knuckle, innit, Keith? So it's one of them where any shot, I've seen that a few times now, where people who are good fighters, they get caught with a single shot, and it can just change the whole dynamic of the fight. It's bare-knuckle. It's crazy, and I feel for him. He's such a nice guy, mate. I know me and him had a bit of back and forth. You'll know better than me, innit? But me and him, even though we had back and forth, we were still speaking in private, and he's such a nice guy. I have a lot of time, a lot of respect, and a lot of love for him. So I can't wait to see him fight again because I know he's going to smash it.
Yeah, he will. He will. I think he's just, you know, he's had two fucking real hard fights in you and Robbie, you and Gary Fox. I think them two fights for him were fucking hard, weren't they? You know, both come forward fighters. You got to, because with Robbie, he likes to dance around, pick his shots off, take his time. You know, yeah, I think he's he stepped up to the max, and he stepped up to the play fighting you and Gary Fox straight away, mate. I think
100%. I swear down, I was saying the same thing to people, and like you said about the people who had pulled out previously until you got this Bulgarian. I had the same in my first fight, but I knew Robbie wouldn't. I knew he's a game lad. I knew he's tough. I knew he'd stare down the barrel and believe in himself. And I honestly, like you said, Gary's such an experienced fighter. I'm such an experienced fighter. Robbie's so young in the game. He only has up to go, you know what I mean? I can't beat him. I'm going to get some training in. I'm going to try and help him when I can. And I think he is the future still, mate. I do. It's just he's had a couple of tough fights to go.
Of course, mate, but listen, you'll only grow from this warning, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, especially in bare-knuckle, like I've been wrapping my head around it, you know, thinking, oh, because I've never tasted like a loss or anything like that when I've stepped in the ring or cage, and I'm thinking, you know what, Paul, you're 38-year-old now, you're going to be stepping in here against some fucking real naughty lads, especially in the bare-knuckle world, mate. You need to prepare yourself for anything that can happen, which I am. I'm prepared. All I can do is just convince myself and know in the whole of my heart that I am a hard fight for anyone. You know, and with that style that you put on, the style that I have, I think if you can't stop me coming forward and you can't put me away, or you haven't got the power or the strength to keep me off you, you're fucked. You're fucked.
100%. It's the same as how Mike Perry fights, but we're more technical in it. Perry is the same, but he's just not got the pedigree of striking that we have.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? I used to get a lot of stick. Oh, you don't move your head much, or you don't move your feet much. I think, well, fucking even does Mike Perry. He's the fucking baddest man on the planet when it comes to bare-knuckle, you mad cunts. Like, come on, mate.
It's true, bro. But people said the same about me, but it's like, in a lot of ways, our attack, the same as Perry's, is our defense. Because when people start feeling it, mate, they don't want to be there themselves. So it's up to them to move their head. We don't have to.
No. So getting back to you then, Jonno, mate, like, what your background is Muay Thai and stuff like that, and I know you've had a shitload of fights. What's your record, brother, in the Muay Thai and stuff like that?
Yeah, in Muay Thai, bro, it's pretty much 50-50. It's whatever, so many fights, and a lot of fighters from the old sort of stance from where I'm from, we don't really even keep count. It's roughly 50-50. But in that, mate, I'm talking 20, 25 world champions. I fought, when I was 18, I was fighting Thais that had 200 fights and 180 wins. A lot of my fights have been against super high caliber people. The last guy I fought in Muay Thai is 3-0 in one championship now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy before it was a top 10 ranked WBC world beater. The guy before that, they're all top level, high ranked fighters. They always have been. And that's what I love about K1 and I love about Muay Thai. They always match the best together, don't they? And bare-knuckle seems to be like that to me as well, mate, to be fair.
Yeah. I always remember walking into a Muay Thai gym down south. I was training down south for one of the fights in K1. I was working down there, but I found the gym. And he went, "Oh, what's your record?" I said 12-0 at the time in K1. He went, "You haven't fought no one good enough yet." So what do you mean? He went, "Well, in Muay Thai and K1, everyone loses. If you haven't got a loss on your record, you've never fought anyone good enough." And I thought, well, I have. Just beat him. He went, "Nah, you haven't." And when I was round these Muay Thai lads who'd been fighting since they'd been like 15, 16, because you got to remember as well, I got into it late. you know, and I only
Yeah.
fought on a British level. I never fought overseas or these guys from overseas or all like that. I think I was meant to fight a guy called Elman Zivic. He was from Bosnia, but he couldn't get a couldn't get a visa, so I ended up fighting Chris Cooper on short notice. Chris Cooper was a bit of a legend on the British scene at the time with K1 and stuff, so I was really good to face him. But I suppose it's kind of right in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't discredit my record. I just know that I never really stepped out of my comfort zone when it comes to the British side of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like your record where you're fighting anyone and everyone, but all these.
Mate, when you're smashing it like you were, though, it's one of them. That's how it is, and especially when you're a big hitter and you're a big guy. I mean, it's when you're smaller, especially when I was coming through, the sort of fights I was getting, I kind of had to take them just to get on shows. You know what I mean? And a lot of the sort of training I did, the culture was sort of just get in and fucking have a go. You know what I mean? Who cares what happens? So like when I was younger, I used to train a lot with Liam Harrison and people like that, and I'm sure you can tell from his stories and sort of posts today. He's proper as a I don't give a fuck. He fought a 70-kilo Thai, but he's only like 65 kilo himself on like a week's notice on one championship, and the guy probably was the best fighter around at that time. Just a mad mindset, but I grew up with it, so I love it, innit?
Yeah. But mate, Muay Thai, mate, you've got to have that mindset, haven't you? For me, Muay Thai are the most craziest conditioned fighters in the whole of this fucking world. The whole of this world. You know, I remember. I only had 3 Muay Thai fights myself. You know, but early when I first started, I had a couple of kickboxing ones with the trousers, and then I had a couple of Muay Thai ones. Then I switched over to K1. You know, K1 was what suited me better, especially for the scoring side of stuff. Because Muay Thai and the kickboxing with the trousers, it's scored a little bit different in it than what K1 is. It's like I couldn't get my head around that. Thankfully, that I was just going for the knockout anyway. But I think with the scoring, it was a little bit different. It's a little bit strange. But
it's not the Muay Thai scoring takes a lot of the fans away from it. That's why K1 was so big in Japan, and Muay Thai has only just started to take off now because they basically fucked the old scoring off and put little gloves on. Because to be fair, I mean, before that it was the scoring was just sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back now, mate. You're back now. Sorry, mate. Go on. You were talking about the fucking scoring off when you went off.
Yeah, no, it's very ambiguous because of the gambling in Thailand is what it's based on. So it's based on effect, but when you get kicked, for example, that has assumed effect. So if I bang somebody 3 times in the face, then they kick me once, they can say, did the kick have more effect than the 3 bangs? Then it's up to the judge. It's very ambiguous, Thai scoring. So I'm glad we won championship. We just put little gloves on and let everybody go banging.
What do you think of the switching from the big gloves to the little gloves? Do you prefer the little gloves to the big gloves? What do you think? Like, what would you prefer?
100%, mate. Well, the reason I went to the BKFC was I was supposed to get one championship fight. It didn't end up coming off for me, and I wanted to show them that I can bang with no gloves on. And then, unfortunately, the BKFC in one championship, apparently, they don't see eye to eye, so I kind of had to pick one or the other. And I think that wasn't for the BKFC's part, by the way. That was more one championship. BKFC are cool. But I went with the BKFC. But I do prefer Muay Thai with the little gloves on. 100%.
Yeah. Well, it's a big difference from not wearing, going from the fingers up, and even the MMA gloves. I've been training with the MMA gloves the last week or two. Just having a little play about, having a little move around, and it's even different now. You parry with the gloves on and stuff like that. Where now, even with these MMA gloves, you find that when you're parrying, I went to parry a shot and it hurt my hand. Boom. Do you know what I mean? So I think you just got to switch off the parry and stuff, and just keep a tight guard on it. You can't be.
To be fair, mate, you're not only right in that aspect, you're also right in. So I was doing a bit of long arm when I fought Robert. I ended up poking him in the eye, which I've not considered because I'm not used to fighting with no gloves on. But that also is your fingers are left out if you're not careful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because it's a big fucking no-no now in MMA, isn't it? With They're trying to suss the gloves out, and they could stop that poking in the eye stuff and all that. But bare knuckle, mate, it's going to happen, isn't it? It's. You know what? I was listening to Mike Perry talk about on his podcast where he says he doesn't open his hand when he's fighting bare knuckle. He never opens his hand. He just leaves them clenched all the time. He just has them tight all the time. He said it works for his guard, and then because his hands are always tight, he never really breaks them or never really damages them. Because you know yourself, when you're fighting, your hands relaxed until you connect. Then as you're swinging it, you sort of tense your hand. But he's always tight. I heard him talking about it. He says it helps with his hands. His hands are never going to break because he's always got them clenched. So, try that.
No, mate, you bang. I heard it too, and after I'm like, I'm doing that next time. I heard that same thing, and a big reason I got into bare knuckle, to be fair, was obviously Mike in America has made it massive. It's helping all the fighters down. I mean, it's one of them, mate, where people like Mike, people like yourself, people like Danny in the sport are bringing it so up that it can only go up higher and higher. And I'm supposed to be a part of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Oh, mate, I was fucking stoked when I seen you getting on this card and all that. I seen your first fight, mate. I thought you looked fucking fantastic. You know, I do think you can make it all the way to the top, mate. I really do. You know, what's your plans in this BKFC? Who you want next? Are you thinking anyone next? What's your plans, mate? Are you planning on calling anyone out, or who are you thinking?
I've been off. Well, I'm gonna have to go up in weight because I didn't make weight for the Robbie fight, which is another one. I'll tell you how nice he is as a guy. Just so I know everyone, you know, but the people watching know.
Yeah.
So because I couldn't make weight, I was ill like a night or two before, and I had a big weight, but I got a lot of weight normally. I'd missed weight, so he got 20% of my purse. I hope you don't mind me saying it. He messaged me the other day trying to give it me back. Saying he knows it's my son's birthday. He was like, "I'll send it you back." Honestly, I have a lot of love for that guy.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Listen, mate, it doesn't surprise me, mate, because I've spoke to Robbie loads of times in private. You know, he's a fucking nice kid and such a nice kid. What you find is as well, mate, most proper fighters, proper kids who brought up in the fight game are nice men, are nice people. Do you know what I mean? It's very rare you come across a dickhead who's like a professional fighter. It's very rare, and it's, do you know what I mean? They're out there, mate, but it's very rare, and do you know what I mean? And Robbie's he's a fucking diamond. He's a diamond lad. What a fucking nice thing to do. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's big, mate. Honestly, I had to sort of say no. I didn't make weight, and I felt really bad for not making weight, and that's another sort of string that should be added to our game years because he knows I cut a lot of weight anyway, mate. The fact he was trying to give me that back for my son's birthday just shows you what type of guy he is. Do you know what I mean? He is. In terms of my next fight, I did get offered a fight, but to be honest, the guy they offered me, I have a lot of respect for him, and there's another fight that I'm looking at, which I'm not going to call the guy out or anything. I'm going to see if I can get that one over the line instead. Not sure about fighting this other guy. If the company want me to, I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think a better fight for me would be this other guy. Who I'm thinking, I'm not going to say any names, and I won't tell you who have been offered. I'll tell you in private, innit? But yeah, I'm hoping I can push for this other guy because the guy they've offered me, I have a lot of respect for. I like a lot, and the way I go into my fights, I go in to try and badly hurt people. When it's over, it's done.
Yeah, yeah.
But in this aspect, I don't feel that way about this guy, so I wouldn't like to do that or apply that mindset to him. So hopefully, I can get this other fight. Beyond that, my whole goal is to get into America, to be fair, but also bring America back here. So the same way Danny's done, the same way a lot of the big fight. I know you will as well. I know you'll get to the top as well, mate. And a lot of us now, when we start smacking people up properly, we can bring the Americans over here and bring the show up to our shows, get as many belts as we can, like Mick did, and try and sort of rule the sport the way we should. Because bare knuckles it's a British thing, isn't it?
It is a fucking British thing. And I seen I don't know if you follow Lorenzo Hunt. I seen on his story talking about he wasn't up for long as well. He took it down. I wish I had a screenshot of it. I think he was up for about 2 hours, and he put up bare knuckle boxing's meant to be a British thing. Well, now it's an American thing, and he put a status up, and I was fucking fuming. That cheeky bastard. But then he took it down. I thought, fucking not bad. But it's not the first time I've heard Americans talk about that, saying I've heard one or two of them mention this, saying it's not a British thing, it's an American thing. We're running the show. And I thought, cheeky bastards. You know,
We'll
yeah.
get them, mate. We'll get them.
Yeah, mate. Listen, when we've got people like you, like yourself, Mick Terrell, Danny Christie, you know, myself, you know, Robbie Brown, you know, Gary Fox representing the UK. That kid who beat Robbie Brown, Gary Fox as well, Ellis. I think that'd be a good fight for you as well, mate. If I'm being honest, that Ellis.
I'd like to fight Ellis. To be fair, mate, he's now got the belt in the weight above me. He is a good fighter. I think styles make fights. I think I get it, but it is what it is. The same as I said before, Robert. The same as we all are supposed to say in it. It's bare-knuckle. Anything can fucking happen, but you have to believe in yourself. And my belief would always be, I could be fighting fucking King Kong. I think I'd knock him out, mate. So that's just the way my mind is.
Yeah, and, you've got to have that, man. I always say, look, I know I'm a nightmare for anyone. You know, I know I have the power and the durability to give anyone a tough fight and to beat anyone. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I do my best to stay quite grounded around anything can happen, Paul. You know, that's why I train my hardest. Someone just asked me a question. I'd like to know your take on this. You know, how do you handle nerves on fight week? You know, especially on this magnitude that we're fighting on now. Do you know what I mean? And I think, you know, I don't handle them. I just have them. You know, I just have them. And some days they're bigger than others. You know, at the end of the day, I just know I know they're there, and I know what I've got to do. I know why they're there, because I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get beat, I don't want to get knocked out. So my nerves will always keep me as dangerous as I possibly can. Just one of them things. How do you deal with it?
I think each fight is different, mate, because people have said this about me since I was younger, and I've known people who are the highest level fighters who are the most nervous for the fight. I know people that are chilled before. Me personally, I don't know what it is about me. Maybe I've got a screw loose or something, mate, but I never have nerves for a fight. I don't know what it is. People have honestly said about it since I was like 17, 18. It's just a thing where in my head, I don't know, it just doesn't affect me that way. I know guys, so I've been and I've seen the very best fighters, like I said, be absolutely sweating and nervous before fights. For me, I don't know what it is. I have a few little things that I do which help my mind. So one good one that I learned over my time fighting was we all got them flashes, don't we, Paul, where, you know, you think, what if we just get hit once and I get knocked out? What if a head kick comes and I just get flatlined?
Yeah.
So what is in the you were listening will know what I mean. I know Paul does. You try and block them out. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. What I try and do now is
keep losing you, brother. Keep losing you. We're losing you, Jonno, lad. We're losing you, mate.
Oh, one sec. Are we back?
We're back, mate. We're back. Yeah, so I tell you where we lost you.
I was going under a bridge.
No, we lost you that when you said, you know, you worry about head kick getting flatlined or getting knocked out. We lost you there, mate. We lost you there.
Getting flatlined, knocked out, and then let's say from that geezer, what I used to do is I used to try and block it out. And what I noticed is it sort of sits in your subconscious. So what I do now is I'll hold it and then I'll change it. So let's say I imagine Robbie punching me once and knocking me down. Now I won't block it. I'll think about it. I'll go, okay, hold it. He knocks me down, but I get back up and then I land some and then I finish him. And then I let it go. And that sort of settles all my nerves. My subconscious accepts all the negatives as positive in the end for that.
Yeah. That's good, mate. That's good. Do you know what? I suppose how I handle them is I know the goal once I'm in the ring. Once I'm in the ring or cage, they're gone. I feel nothing. You know, all I feel then is just adrenaline and excitement, and I can't wait to just fight. You know, even in the walk, it's like the closer I get to the ring or cage, the more they start to just drain away. You know, these nerves start to disappear. And once I'm in the ring or cage, boom, it's just go time and they're gone. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. But I can't believe you. Like, I've met lads who don't get nervous. You know, I've been in the changing rooms where they've not got nervous and stuff like that, and they seem to always lose or get beat because they're not afraid of getting beat. They're not afraid of losing. They're not afraid of getting knocked out. And I see it and I think, well, that's because you're not asked about it. I'm not asked about it. That I'm going to do anything in my power for that not to happen. But I suppose when I listen to yourself, I've heard other fighters who've been doing it all their lives not get nervous because it's all they know. They've done it since they've been like 15, 16, 17. It's all they fucking know. Do you know what I mean? When I got into it a bit late, but it's comforting to know that the likes of Darren Till get nervous still. Mike Tyson was crying in the change. Mike Tyson was crying in the changing rooms, saying he didn't want to go out. And it's comforting to know that nerves are quite normal unless you're a fucking
100%. 100, mate. Even then, I know people have done it all their lives who still they get nervous. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. It's just I think horses for courses in that terms.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Like I know Harrison gets nervous before he fights. I know, like I said, loads of top level fighters who, before they fight, it just hits us all differently, I reckon.
Yeah, it definitely does, mate. It definitely does. Well, listen, Jonno, mate, I won't keep you for too long, mate. I properly appreciate you jumping on the channel, mate. Listen, guys, if you can all go over to Jonno's channel, give him a sub, give him a watch. You're gonna start getting a bit more active on YouTube now, aren't you, Jonno?
I am going to, and it's good to see you doing, because I am not fully a part of this scene. I only see bits and bobs, and it's good to see you, mate, doing positive stuff, getting on the BKFC, doing big positive things in your life. I'm a big supporter of you, mate. You know I am. Love your style, and I really appreciate you having me on. I know you're going to do big things in the BKFC, mate, and genuinely, I appreciate that support, honestly.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Jonno, mate, it's been a pleasure to get you on, mate. I'll give you a little message and a belt on, mate. Proper appreciate you jumping on, mate. Please, mate. Thank you very much,
Paul. Nice to speak to you guys. Nice to speak to you, Paul. Thank you, mate.
All right. Take care, mate. God bless, mate. Thank you, bro. What a guy. What a guy. Right, we'll go through some of the comments before I jump off. Anyone got any questions? Anyone want to ask me any questions? Yes, John. Jude Cunningham, what a sausage. Conor Benefield, yes, brother. Thank you, mate. David, yes, bro. Jude C, behave. These are all just arguing and stuff. Come on, guys, keep it positive. Oh, Chipchase would smoke Venice. I wasn't going to argue with that. Maybe if I was at his weight, he definitely would, or if he was at my weight, he probably would. But there's weight divisions for a reason. But I've no fucking qualms in losing against a man like him. How did you find motivation to keep going when you were starting? Or don't look like the fight was coming. I'm struggling to understand that comment, but motivation is something I struggle with, to be fair, mate. But I'm consistent and I'm dedicated, and I'm obsessive. I come from an obsessive background. I was obsessed with drugs. I was obsessed with a certain lifestyle. Now I'm obsessed with this lifestyle. I just want to train. I want to fight. I just want the best for myself. I want to compete. And if it works out, fucking great. If it doesn't, then so be it. Robbie, yes, my brother. As soon as the tickets come off for sale, mate, I'll message you. How much weight do you need to cut? I'm 102 kilos now. I need to get down to 93. Craig Walsh, I'll read the comments tonight, mate. Jonno, mate, if you were an heavyweight, mate, or a cruiserweight, mate, I think I'd give you the wide berth, and I don't say that about many men. Love Jonno, mate. Thank you for jumping on, brother. Wow, things are going to change now, Paul. You have the ability. Thank you, Paul, mate. Lewis Foster, how much cardio do you do? Well, for example, today I've done 6k run this morning and a little bit on the bike, and then I did strength and conditioning at 4 o'clock with Mike Hind. Absolutely killed me. Paul, really want to get involved with the BKFC. Just there's a prospect show on soon, mate. So if you want to get over there, mate, get onto that. That's not a problem. You need a one-on-one. No, not answering that, mate. I just lost my mum today, Patrice. Oh, God bless Kenneth, mate. Stay strong, brother. The fight was not fake. He was out and take your head off. You dealt with him, told you to clinch it. So thank you, Paul, mate. I appreciate it. Right, guys, just want to thank each and every person that's took the time to comment, each and every person that's took the time to be positive in the chat. You know, if you're hating in the chat, go fuck yourself. You know, for everyone that's watching in silent in the background, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah, God bless. Take care.